how everybody is doing. I hope everybody is doing well. I am here live with you from Texas, from Dallas. So, I'm here for my corporate event. We have on-site event, and I'm excited to meet everybody. Today we're going to talk about the importance of personal development in our careers and why people get stuck. Why people get stuck in their careers, especially in tech. And I'm talking about specifically in tech. I'm talking about specifically about software developers, QA engineers, those highly technical roles, because those roles are hard to get into because of the technical skills, because of the complexity. But when people get into those roles, because we spend so much time and so much effort on our technical skills, we get stuck in our career. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And as always, tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me where you watch me from. I am here live from Texas. So my camera that I usually use is broke. I don't know why it's not connecting. So I'm just using my laptop camera. And this is like a lot. I hear a lot of objections from my clients, from my students. Oh, like I can do content because I don't have the right camera. I don't I can't do content because I don't have the right background. I can do content because my mic ain't right. I can do content because of X, Y, and Z, and a bunch of excuses. So my camera is not working. I'm using my laptop. So my Wi-Fi, I mean, my Wi-Fi is okay, but it's not the strongest Wi-Fi. So I'm still here. I'm still going. So um, that's kind of like that's a little bit of a motivation for you. So um, as always, tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me where you're watching me from, and I would like to use this platform as a networking opportunity for everybody. So drop the comment, just say hello, whatever, and also watch the comment section. And what I want you to do to connect with everybody. Connect with everybody. So, if it is the first time we are connecting, my name is Eugene Perez, and I'm a career and business coach in tech. I help software developers to discover their profitable niches, to establish themselves as authorities in those profitable niches, and maximize their earning potential, like get those top salaries in tech. I'm also a senior iOS developer who broke into entrepreneurship. And if you are an entrepreneurial soul, just like myself, and you need help, let's talk. Send me a DM. Send me a DM. Send me a DM if you need help with your career, and send me a DM if you are curious to learn more about entrepreneurship in tech and to learn about how you can leverage your skills that you earn in tech to leverage possibly starting your own entrepreneurial journey. So today we're going to talk about personal development, why it is so important, and what really upsets me about personal development, that we don't pay attention to it nearly enough. So what is happening in tech, a lot of people get into tech, right? Tell me if this resonates with you. So when I was getting into tech, I was studying a lot of programming languages, a lot of digital courses, a lot of YouTube videos. Like, I was practicing a lot. I was really honing in on those technical skills. And my job was to get into tech, get that first, second, third job, and stay in tech. Because when you work in that technical role, it's it it at a certain level, it seems like your soft skills, your communication skills, um, your leadership skills are not as important because everybody is asking you about like algorithms and data structures, or maybe just like really highly technical questions. But at some point when you get certain like to the certain level, and normally gets at the point when you get to that mid-level, very advanced mid-level, almost senior, and you can really progress into tech leadership, or when like maybe you get into senior leadership but you stuck at that senior level role, you can go past that, you can go further. And this is why it is happening, like the lack of communication skills, and lack of personal development. So, and what is happening in tech in general, people we have one-sided developed management, or one-sided developed leadership. Like when it comes to tech leadership, it comes to people leadership, because those people, a lot of engineering managers, they are former engineers that progress into engineering roles somehow, and not many of them, or not all of them, study personal development, study leadership development, and just gonna happen like, hey, like I want to be a manager. They have natural abilities to lead and to grow teams, and um, but they didn't necessarily study that aspect of personal development. So, and what happened then, uh, they start guiding their teams in the same way because they haven't exposed to it. They started guiding team in the same way, and we all been exposed to the situation where we work with the management, we will work at the company, and we work with toxic leaders. We work with toxic leaders because, look, growing in your professional, like going to the next step, it is always frustrating and challenging. Growth can be uncomfortable, and when you don't know how to handle your growth, when you don't know how to handle transitioning into next season, then you start defaulting to toxic behaviors because of your insecurities. Then you start defaulting to unhealthy communication styles because you don't know how else to communicate your value to your team. And then you start like your team, your reality starts pushing back on you. What you project on your team, what you project into your reality, what you project out there starts reflecting back on you. And then this is the feedback for you. Then, oh, like I should like I should do more of that. I should crank it up. I should do more. And this is where the vicious cycle begins, right? You have the team members who are not staying. Or like you might be in a situation where you you need to go to the next level. You have to be that mentor, that teacher, that leader. You have to guide people further. You have to take people to that mountain, but you don't know how. And the only way you know how to lead people to that mountain is through barking orders and through unhealthy communication, because somehow somebody at some point communicated that way with you, and you didn't receive any other training, and you didn't receive any other guidance, and you haven't seen any other way in tech how it can be done. This is why, like, I remember in when the pandemic started in 2020, everybody was locked in the house, and it was like all the ish went on Twitter streets. Like at some point, it was really difficult for me to be on the platform because like people start sharing how much toxicity we had in our industry, how much toxicity we had in our industry because of lack of personal development. And this is something that we don't nearly talk enough about, because your technical skills and your personal skills, your technical development, your professional development, your personal development, they go hand in hand together. They go hand in hand together. And next week, so this week I'm in Texas. This week I'm a little busy with like on side events. So I will be on social, I will be on LinkedIn, I will be engaging with you, but I can't really go live very often. uh so Risha, so all my exes live in Texas. That's why I had my hat in Tennessee. Hey everybody from Pacific Northwest. Hey Rashad. Yeah, well, not all my exes I actually don't have any exes in Texas. So yeah, but what I was saying, next week I'm going to talk about the power of coaching, the power of mentorship, and the power of personal development. And I'm gonna and it's gonna be my next live series, and we're gonna dive into that conversation. We're gonna talk about it because I like this is a lot. We really need to talk as a community. We really need to come together and talk as a community. Uh, hey, thank you so much for joining my live stream. Happy to see you. So we really need to talk about that. It is a super crucial topic. So how personal development made difference in my career. Well, when I got into tech, I was not new to personal development. I was not new to personal development. Why? Because if you know my story, I used to be a clinical psychologist, and even side story, even in therapy, even in I feel like psychology and therapy, we don't really pay there in nearly enough attention, nearly enough investment in personal development, because it is shocking that a lot of therapists and a lot of approaches, they don't really have to go through therapy themselves, like as a mandatory part. Like we understand it's needed, we understand we have to go through it, but legally, like you don't really have to. You don't really have to work through your stuff as deeply. And this is why we have a lot of unhealed therapists out there. Totally another topic for another day, for another platform, for another audience, okay? But since we talk about personal development, this is where I started. I discovered Gestalt therapy, and Gestalt therapy is in its traditional approach, but a little untraditional. So, and the core of Gestalt therapy is that you have to work through your stuff first. You have to go through therapy, and you have to address before you start seeing clients. And I really like that approach. It was like I had to pay it out of pocket by myself. My school didn't support it. It was out of my curriculum. It was supported. It was welcomed by my professor, but it was out of my curriculum. So I did like I invested myself. So and after going through therapy, after going through group therapy and like therapy coaching and teaching, and this is my first like experience with self development, I was able to get to the next level personally and expand in terms of my opportunities, in terms of my personal growth and professional growth. I grew financially in therapy and education like crazy. I was ahead of my classmates. I was ahead of my peers because of that investment. So how does related to tech? In tech, at the beginning of this year, I decided that I want to I want to start my business. I want to start my coaching business, and um, I was thinking about the idea. I was thinking about what form my business can possibly be, and I enroll in a bunch of coaching programs. And I work with I follow a lot of coaches. I follow a lot of leaders. I follow a lot of mentors, and some of them were good, some of them were bad. Like it was also learning experience for me to use discernment. What coach is the right fit for me? What coach is a good fit for me, and can actually guide me and lead me to the next level. But when I found my coaches, multiple coaches, and especially my personal coach that I work, my business coach that I work one on one, I start seeing transformation happening. How I think about my business, how I think about myself, how I think about my offer, and how I communicate it. Again, you might be wondering what it has to do anything with tech. It has to do everything with tech. So when I got laid off, I started getting clients on my business. So it's a result of business coaching, right? So I started getting clients, but I landed an interview and I went to that interview. And that interview was like, I've never performed like that ever. My communication was on point. I was absolutely transparent. I was myself. I was professional. I was spot on. I was like just like bam, 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 and I got yes on that day. I got yes on that day. I have never, I have never interviewed like that anywhere else. And it also increased my communication skills in my professional life, because in business I constantly have to communicate my value to y'all. I constantly have to articulate my value, articulate what I'm offering clearly and unequivocally. And if I'm not clear, if I'm not clear what I'm on my messaging, if I'm not clear on my offer, if I'm not clear with my communication with my audience, I won't have clients. And it translated to my corporate life too. So I'm saying that to emphasize that we often in tech disregard personal development. We do disregard personal development, and we need to fix that, because this is a general rule in the industry that like you can just get by, you can find some sort of mentor maybe, and you will figure out, you will make it. So you might be able to make it, but how you're going to make it will make the difference. So if you realize that personal development is important to you, that going to the next step, like to getting the authority in your niche, getting the authority in your community ethically, in a way that you will lift other people up and attract the right opportunity, attract the right people to you. If you need help with that, if you want that in your professional life, send me a DM and let's get the conversation going. So I will get back to you as soon as I can. Um, if you want to hop on a call with me, like the easiest way to get on my calendar would be either through my DM or through grabbing the link in my bio, filling up the link. Um, like it's a really short form, and I will get in touch with you. So, and join me next week for my live series about the importance of mentorship and coaching in tech and what difference can it make. I will break it down live stream by live stream, live stream by live stream. What difference can it make in your career, and why it is so important, and why I'm so adamant about it. So thank you so much, y'all, for coming to my live stream. I know it was kind of like unannounced, unexpected. So Thank you, Rashad, for hanging out with me. And thank you, everybody who came on my live stream. I really appreciate you all. And I will see you in my next